matter of being proud of our success, and we're interested in keeping it going.
We got shooters, we got guys that can do the dirty work, we got scored.
We have a lot of brain power here, a lot of guys who know the game of basketball.
I love playing for Coach K. He is so prideful about Team USA, and that trickles down to everybody in this organization.
The World Championship was great. NBA Championship was even better. Playing for a gold medal was even sweeter.
Team USA has been unbeatable for a full decade. Their last loss, 2006, Greece World Championships. With the likes of LeBron James, Kobe Bryant, it has been one blowout after another. Head coach Mike Krzyzewski has but one loss as the man leading USA basketball, and this time around will be his last. The point is, the best from the NBA have put their foot down as the most dominant team in the world, and it's not close. After 5 warm-ups before Rio, it solidified that notion even more, beating China twice by about 50 points per. And China just happened to be Team USA's first opponent Saturday in Rio, and it would be even uglier. A 57-point blowout, 119-62. Kevin Durant leading the way with 25 points, 5 threes, 69 straight international games they have won overall, 31 assists on 38 field goals. After an opening blowout win, we are pleased to welcome into Sports Center head coach of Team USA, Mike Krzyzewski. And Coach, you had warm-ups here in the States, but actually being and playing in Rio, that has to be a different atmosphere. How was it different for you guys on Saturday?
Well, it's a lot different. You know, when we had opening ceremonies last night, so, you know, the guys already knew the Olympics were big, but when you're in opening ceremonies, it's really big. And then it was the first time in the Olympics for 10 of our players. For 6 of the guys, it was their first international game on foreign soil because our exhibition games were all in the United States. So probably maybe a little bit nervous, excited, but it translated into a really hard effort on the defensive end of the court.
Let's talk about motivation for a second, because sometimes when you win so many games by so many points, that can be difficult. How do you think your team's mental approach has been thus far?
They've been terrific. You know, they're really a together group. They want to play defense. I think they can throw themselves into the defense a little bit easier than the offense because they're accustomed to more shots and having the ball longer on the offensive end with their respective teams. But on defense, they can go all out, and they're not pacing themselves. And they understand that we're much better than the teams that we've played against. But we want to play harder than them and more together than them, and that the competition will rise. And they're going to be really good teams here that have a chance to beat us, and we want to be ready for that.
You've been so incredibly successful as a head coach of Team USA, but this is going to be your final tour of duty, so to speak. Is there something you would like to enjoy more this time around for you specifically?
Well, I don't look at it as this time around. It's this time. And just to put yourself in this moment, not to think about the past or the future, but to immerse yourself in this moment. And like in any of those moments with the team, I just want us to be one, to play as hard as we possibly can and to play with the respect for the game and respect for our opponents and hopefully win the gold medal. I mean, our goal is to do all 3 of those things: win the gold medal, win the respect of our country, and win the respect of the world. And we've done that in our 4 previous competitions, and we want to do it again.
All right, next up for you, Monday night against Venezuela. Coach K, thank you for the time, and good luck on Monday, sir.
All right, thank you very much.
Well, with the cauldron lit, the glitz and glamour and Giselle of the opening ceremonies now in the rearview mirror, the Rio Olympics got down to business on Saturday, and that included the opener for the U.S. men's basketball team. Known as much for those who aren't there as it is for those who are, the U.S. roster still remains a sparkling collection of stars. And while they may not wear the Dream Team label, rest assured there's not a team in Rio that won't find them an utter nightmare. 1-20 favorites to win it all, and even at that, an attractive bet. Team USA's inevitable march to gold began with a mauling of China. Team USA actually fell behind 2-0. Took them 59 seconds to score their first points, but from there, the bulldozing was on. U.S. led by 20 after 1, by 29 at the half, finished with a 119-62 victory, 25 for Durant, 17 for DeMarcus Cousins, 15 from Paul George. Jianlian led China with 25. 31 of the 38 U.S. field goals were assisted on. Every player but DeAndre Jordan had at least one. The U.S. rebounding edge 52-29. Team USA star DeMarcus Cousins joins us now. 17 points, 5 rebounds in a 57-point win. It's tough to go deep dive on the win, DeMarcus. I know your defense, the team's defense, was on point. Why is that being so strongly emphasized by your team in this Olympics?
I think that's the best way to get this team going, with a defensive mindset. Got a lot of talented guys. We got a lot of length, and we have a very versatile team. So, with that approach, I think we can get the game going easy for ourselves. And when you have a guy like Tibbs on your staff, it's hard to go any other route.
First Olympics for you, DeMarcus. How do you describe what it's like putting on a jersey with USA on the front?
It's the biggest honor, man. We're representing a lot right now. We're representing our entire country. I think we all are doing that with with a lot of pride behind ourselves. And like I said, we're representing the country. Not many people can say they had the chance to do that. Yeah,
you yourself. You're a kid from Mobile, Alabama, representing the United States of America. Was that a dream of yours coming up?
Definitely a dream, but at the same time, I never thought I'd see the day that I'm able to do that. So extremely honored, and I'm taking full advantage of this opportunity.
We watch the game on TV here, and we see Kyrie Irving throw the ball to Carmelo Anthony, and he throws the ball to Kevin Durant. You're watching that happen on the court or on the bench. What's that like?
It's a lot of talented guys on this roster, so see this type of talent, sacrifice for one another, play with one another, and at the same time having fun doing it. It's a remarkable thing. So it's a good thing.
You got to be a part of the opening ceremony last night. The spectacle that is, DeMarcus, what's your most vivid memory of the opening ceremony?
Walking into that building and seeing, thousands of people go crazy, it sends chills through your body. So that's an experience I'll never forget.
DeMarcus, give me an event that you're going to see at the Olympics that you'd otherwise never even think of being at.
I'm excited to see Michael Phelps. I have to find a way to get to one of his matches. I'm extremely excited to see him.
Cool. Is there another athlete, be it on Team USA or another country, that you're hoping to meet?
Usain Bolt. That'll be dope as well. Hopefully I can get a chance to meet him.
How about for your team? Is there been any chemistry building exercise that's kind of brought? You play against all these guys, and I know you know all of them personally, but now all being part of a team, is there something that you guys have done as a team to help build chemistry?
We're hanging together every day, all day. It's nonstop. We joke, we play around all day. It's good times nonstop. So I think that's more than enough to build chemistry.
Hey, what's it like living on that boat?
It gets a little claustrophobic sometimes, but other than that, it's been good.
Well, listen, America's counting on you not only to bring home gold, but to keep Draymond's Snapchat account in check. So do that for us and enjoy the rest of your time in Rio and soak up the experience. DeMarcus Cousins, thanks so much for joining us, man. The first test drive for the U.S. men's basketball team at the Rio Olympics, and this baby is a Ferrari. 57-point win over Jianlian in China.
What were they playing? At one of your Geo Prisms that you were driving back in the day?
I think you might be right, China. With a 1962 victory for Team USA, 25 for Kevin Durant, 17 for Boogie Cousins, 15 for Paul George. USA led by 29 at the half, again a 57-point win. NBA insider Mark Stein joins us now from Rio. Mark, it's tough to really sink your teeth into a 57-point win. So let's just go big picture on this game and get it out of the way. What's the big takeaway from this win?
Well, it's the defense that they play, and it's probably going to be the big takeaway after every win, because that's quickly become this team's identity. Even within USA basketball circles, they talk about the fact that already this team has established itself as really the best defensive team they've ever had. They've got two great goalies in DeMarcus Cousins and DeAndre Jordan, and they just have length and athleticism everywhere else, all over the floor, to just cause havoc. And you have to feel sorry for China. They've had to deal with this now 3 times in the space of just over 2 weeks. They played the 2 exhibition games in California in late July. And I think China has to be thrilled that they don't have to see this team now for 3 years, not until they host the FIBA World Cup in 2019. I am sure they are quite sick of every time they turn a corner and there's just more length and athleticism waiting for them. And the United States can do that to everybody. I mean, they actually find defense fun, which, again, I think is going to be this team's signature and this team's identity.
Interesting. You know, we've seen a lot of China. We've seen a lot of Nigeria and Venezuela as well. Obviously, not the marquee teams in the world, but this is a different go-round in international play. I mean, USA is the major favorite in this tournament, unlike years past when they've only been the favorite. Is there any danger, Mark, of overconfidence setting in?
I'm sure that Mike Krzyzewski is going to be telling his players that and trying to keep them grounded. Just within the last 2 weeks, I've heard Coach K say he worries like any coach does. He told me the other day when they first got to Rio, I'm nervous. But he's probably a better diplomat even than he is a coach. He knows the right messaging to try to keep these guys from getting carried away. But the honest truth here, Kevin, is, and I'm a huge fan of international basketball. I love doing the Olympics or the World Cup and just following Team USA to these various points in the world. Unfortunately, I feel like the gap at the top, it's gotten wider. You know, you would have thought the Dream Team came in 1992 and the gap would steadily shrink. I think at the bottom, you know, the teams in that 8 to 12 range, certainly they're getting closer to the United States than they were when the Dream Teamers showed up in 92. But Spain, Argentina, the hosts Brazil, these teams have all aged significantly. And France, a lot of people came into this tournament thinking France has the most athleticism, the best starting 5 to counter the United States. They got crushed today in their opener by Australia, and they look like a mess, completely disjointed. So if France, one of the presumed top 2 challengers along with Spain, can look this bad in the opener, I just don't see anyone who is going to come close to really giving the United States a scare. Just don't see it.
Yeah, 2004, the loss to Argentina was stunning. It would be an utter miracle for the U.S. to lose in these games, but we shall see it play out over the next 2 weeks. Mark Stein joining us tonight on SportsCenter.